Hey guys, and welcome back to Play the Game Central. I am Mr. Joe Trocious, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do the entire Easter egg solo on the remastered version of Moon. So step 1, if you're playing solo, make sure that you're playing as Richtofen. If you're not playing as Richtofen, you cannot do the entire Easter egg. You'll have to stop at one point because you have to interact with the computer, and you won't be able to do that unless you're playing as Richtofen. And at any point during this Easter egg line, up until needing these things, you're going to want to be trying to obtain the wave gun, the Gersh devices, and the QED devices. Now you might have noticed that I said Gersh devices and QEDs. Yeah, that's right, you're going to have to swap back and forth, I think 3 times throughout the entire Easter egg, so make sure that you have the correct gobblegums on if you want to get through this quickly. Immolation fire sales will help a ton. So step 1 was play as Richtofen. Now we're going to move on to step 2. Then step 2 is pretty easy. You need to turn on the power and then head back to the spawn area and play Samantha Says on the monitor. The monitor colors are as follows from left to right, being red, green, blue, yellow. This mini game is going to blink a set of colors. You're going to want to click those colors in the order that they appear, and if you mess up, you can just simply start over again. Step 3, you're going to want to go grab the hacker tool from the laboratory section. It might be a little bit hard to find, just continue looking around anywhere between the first room and in the labs all the way up the top floor before heading outside onto the surface. After obtaining the hacking tool, you're going to need to pay 500 points to hack the buttons located in the second floor of the laboratory. If you don't have 500 points, make sure you do have that before you attempt to start doing this, or you're not going to be able to. Moving on to step 4, once you have hacked the button, a mini game is going to start where you must run around between the bottom floor and the top floor of the laboratory hacking consoles that are lit up green. So go ahead and run around, hack all these consoles until you've hacked all 4. I believe there's 4. If there's more, just keep hacking them until it says that it's complete. Step 5 is after you hack all 4 consoles, you're going to want to head back to the buttons you hacked first and hit them as quickly as possible from left to right. Which takes us on to step 6. In order to complete this next step, you're going to absolutely need Gersh devices. You're not going to be able to continue without having them, so if you haven't obtained those yet, do so now. Then head back to No Man's Land and throw a grenade at the shelves near the main teleporter. After you've knocked the plates off of the shelf, throw a Gersh device at the plates, which will then move them to the teleporter. It'll teleport them from the shelf area onto the teleporter. Now all you need to do is teleport back to the moon. You're going to notice that the plates are near quick revive now, and in order to move these plates to the computer terminal, you're going to need QEDs. So go ahead and swap out your Gersh device now for QEDs and simply throw the QEDs at the plates, and those plates will then teleport onto the console. Step 7, now that we have the terminal almost all the way set up, it's time to head back to the laboratory and look around the lab for a wire. It might be a little bit hard to find like everything, but this is what you're looking for. It can be located anywhere in the lab. In my first game, mine happened to appear on the top of the stairs, and then in my next game, it appeared somewhere else. So it's kind of scattered out. Just look around. It can be really, really hard to find sometime. If you guys want to help each other out in the comment section below, leaving locations, that would probably help people out a ton. Moving on to step 8, once you do have this wire, go ahead and head back to the console where you previously teleported the plates into place. Once you place the wire, you're going to want to also place the Vril device between the 2 plates. Doing so will activate the terminal and it'll light up red. Step 9, now that the terminal is lit up red, you need to activate the terminal over and over and over again, clicking it, typing buttons, yada yada. You'll hear it click, 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 and you'll know that you're doing it right until it turns green, indicating you have access, and this will power the Vril device, which can now be retrieved from between the 2 plates. So step 10, at this point in the game, Tunnel 6 should have already been breached by the excavator. If it hasn't, simply keep going rounds until you hear the intercom tell you that it's been breached. Once it has been breached, go back to the labs and grab the hacking tool again, then head back to the spawn and hack the terminal for Excavator 6, raising it back up.
9, good for...
Step 11. Once the excavator has been brought back up, make sure you grab the spacesuit and head to where the excavator was breached in Tunnel 6. Here you're going to find a small ancient orb. What you're going to want to do is melee or shoot this orb until it lands on top of the spawn room above Quick Revive. Step 12. At this point in the Easter egg, you should have the wave gun. If you don't, you should be doing that first. However, once you do have the wave gun, head to where the orb was stuck on top of the spawn room and shoot it with a single power shot from the wave gun. Step 13. After you've shot the orb, simply follow it, shooting it anywhere it stops until the orb reaches its final destination at the MPD. Now, it'll bounce around a shit ton around all of these rooms. Sometimes it'll bounce into dark corners, but if you follow the path I've laid out for you here, as you can see in the video, you're not going to lose it. If you do lose it, just spam shooting where you think that it might be, and you'll probably knock it loose. So step 14, once the ancient orb is in place in the slot of the MPD, you're going to see a tube rise out of the left side. What you're going to want to do now is kill 25 zombies near this tube to collect souls. Once 25 souls have been collected, pull the power switch nearest the tube you just filled up. Step 15 is just like step 14. After the first tube is filled, you're going to be given a death machine that lasts a rather long time. I highly recommend hanging onto this death machine for this next step because it's not exactly easy, and if your setup's not too good right now, it's going to help a lot. What you need to do now is fill up all 4 cylinders that come out of the MPD on each corner. 25 souls each will do the trick.
Yeah! It's time to die, child!
Step 16, now that you've filled all 4 tubes, place the Vril device into the MPD. After activating the Vril device in the MPD, you're going to need to throw a QED grenade at the ancient orb that's currently locked in place at the base of the MPD.
Free me! I will help you minimize the damage that he will inevitably cause.
Which leads us on to the final step, and that's step 17. Now that you've teleported the ancient orb back to where Samantha's monitors are located, you simply need to play Samantha Says one last time. It gets increasingly more difficult, and it's rather annoying if you're doing this solo. Just go ahead and do that. Once that's done, one last time, you're going to want to swap out your QEDs for a Gerst device and throw it at the ancient orb that's next to the monitors. After doing this, the cutscene where the rockets launch to Earth will commence, and you will have completed the Easter egg solo. I hope this guide was helpful, guys. It took me quite a while to do. It was really frustrating because theater mode doesn't cooperate, so I actually had to do this a few times solo, which was really annoying. I didn't actually fail it any of the time, so it's a rather easy Easter egg if you just do it, set your mind to it, do it, get it done. It can easily be done without gobblegums as well. The first time that I did it without gobblegums. The second time I was really annoyed, so I just said fuck it and used some gobblegums. But it's easy nonetheless, so I hope this guide helped. And as always, it's been fun, it's been me, and I will see you all next video.
30 seconds to impact.